been waiting for. The next name that I will announce will be your new Miss Earth USA, who will be representing the USA at the international competition this fall. If, for any reason, our Miss Earth USA cannot fulfill her duties, Miss Earth USA Air will take her place. Are you ready? Me too. Your new Miss Earth USA 2021, Maine! Means your first runner-up, Miss Earth USA Air, is California. Just wanna feel this moment. I just wanna feel this moment. Congratulations to Alyssa Clincy, our Miss Earth USA Air, and the new Miss Earth USA 2021, Marissa Butler.
Christina Aguilera. Oh, yeah, mamita. Dale, que es la cosa bonita. Feel this moment.
Congratulations, Marissa. You will take your first walk as Miss Earth USA 2021. Congratulations to our new court and our new Miss Earth USA. At this
My name is Madeline Delp. I'm currently Miss South Dakota Earth, and I will be competing in Miss Earth in January. Miss Earth USA, excuse me, Miss Earth I will be competing in later in the year.
After winning the crown.
Yeah.
This title of Miss South Dakota Earth is your first title, or have you competed in another system like Miss Teen USA, Miss America Outstanding Teen, or Miss America, or Miss USA, for example?
I have competed in other systems. My pageant career is an interesting one because I began in the wheelchair pageants. I am a wheelchair user, and so my first competition was Miss Wheelchair North Carolina. That's where I grew up, in North Carolina, and I won, and then went on to win Miss Wheelchair USA. So I did get to hold a national title and travel all around the country, inspiring people that their differences didn't have to hold them back, and that they could be leaders and do things that can change the world. So after that, I became hooked on pageantry and wanted to continue. So I entered the Miss USA system and made history to become the first girl in a wheelchair to place top 5 twice in a state pageant. So I wasn't able to get the state title, but I was able to push some barriers and make some change on stage, which I'm proud of. But now I'm in the Earth system, and I'm just thrilled to have the chance to compete for the national title coming up in January.
After to speak about Miss Earth USA, with your title of Miss Wheelchair USA, have you the possibility to compete at Miss Wheelchair World?
I was so looking forward to competing at the world competition, but they didn't have it the year that I won. So unfortunately, I couldn't compete. But hey, if they reopen it, I would gladly try out to see if I could get back into the international.
Because we are, I received an email today, really today, because I have write an article about Miss Wheelchair South Africa, the first edition of Miss Wheelchair South Africa last week. And the director of Miss Wheelchair South Africa said me, the next edition of Miss Wheelchair World is in October 22 in Mexico.
Oh, wow. Not that far away from me. That is so cool. That would be something that would be interesting just to see or just to go to. So many powerful women on stage rocking their wheels.
And this year, why did you decide to enter in the Miss Earth USA system specifically?
Well, one of the things that I loved about pageantry was that you had an opportunity to focus on a project or a mission and then make that a reality. And when you have a title, it's like doors open that wouldn't normally open as far as getting on TV and getting speaking appearances. And so I just loved that mission behind it. And when I found out about all that Miss Earth USA does for the world, it was so inspiring. And I wanted to be a part of that and not only, help human beings, but help our planet. So it's an exciting step, and I'm 100% ready to take on the Miss Earth USA crown and just go to town.
I love this pageant because we have no stereotype. You can compete with your wheelchair, and we have Miss Oklahoma Earth. She's a plus size model. We have a lot of different style, different stereotype in this pageant.
Yes, definitely. That's what I love, is that it's celebrating women who are different, but all are going toward the same mission.
Miss Earth USA is a beauty pageant, but the pageant is open for all women.
Yes, it is. And it's accepting that it's not as much about the beauty of how great our makeup is or our spray tan. It's about the beauty of our heart and how far that can take us as leaders.
What is your definition of beauty, of the word beauty?
I feel like beauty is something that inspires you to be better. Because when you see something that's beautiful, it lights your heart on fire to do something. And, for me, I want people to see my beauty in my strength, in that, yes, I've obviously been through a lot, but I've used it to become a stronger person and to give back in a way that a very unique way that I couldn't have before.
I have a question about yourself. Do you think you are really different with your wheelchair, or are you a contestant like anybody?
Honestly, after being on stage and having the amount of experience I do now, it might be an unfair advantage, because the way I spin my wheels and go around, it can be a showstopper. So I think I'm like anybody else, and people will forget that there's even a chair there, because I want them to focus on my energy instead.
In what way do you think you have positively impacted your community with this title?
Well, a few weeks ago, as I mentioned, I just got back from Ecuador and was working with my nonprofit called Live Boundless. And the mission of the nonprofit is to distribute wheelchairs to medically underserved countries around the world. And because I had the title, I wanted to do something that was a sustainable project. So we were able to source wheelchairs that were made out of recycled materials. So we're able to do something super good for humans while doing it in a way that's good for the environment.
And do you think your generation protect enough the planet?
Oh, does our generation protect the planet enough? I feel like people who are in their 20s and 30s right now, we have the vision, we know the problem. We're not like our parents where it was kind of on the back burner. We know that there is an issue. And there are so many incredible inventors right now who are coming up with things that can actually do good and be environmentally sustainable. So I believe we're in a good place. Can we go farther? Yes, of course. And that's part of our job as title holders for this competition, is to be voices for that. We're not just doing projects, we're helping educate people. And if you can get, just even one group of people to make changes and influence other groups of people, then you're making a huge difference. And if you know that you have that power, you can go a really long way.
Do you like to be a role model, to be a voices for your community?
I love it. I love it. There's a thrill in it when you know that your words or your story is inspiring somebody else to live a better life. It's powerful. And since we're in the age of Instagram and TikTok, where everything can look so polished and perfect, it's important for me as a role model to not just show the things that are going great, but the hard things, my vulnerabilities, and the things that are really difficult, because that's what inspires people. Perfection doesn't inspire people to do better. It's when you're like, hey, sometimes things suck and it is hard and you have to find something deep inside you to keep pushing, but this is how. So that's the kind of role model I try to be for people, and it's the reason I am here for the competition.
You talk about TikTok, about Instagram. You can post the reality. Sometimes we have a bad day. It's not all time a good day, a perfect day.
Yes.
Because I think Instagram for a lot of girls is not the reality. We have only the good and the perfect picture. We give not the reality to the next generation with your social media. It's very important for me to watch, to see the reality for the next generation.
Yes, I agree, because it's causing so much depression in the younger generation, and especially in teenagers right now, because they feel like they're not reaching expectations, that they're not good enough. And I know how that feels. I had that in a different way growing up. And if you can show them, like you said, the good days and the bad days and everything in between, then they'll feel more connected and they'll feel more inspired. So, I think that's what pageantry needs right now. It needs more title holders who aren't posting just glamour shots. They're also sharing, their vulnerability. I love the word vulnerability because it conveys the things you don't want people to know, but that you're sharing in order to, help inspire them in some way.
You talk about, before you talk about your non-profit organization. For this pageant, you promote this organization?
So I'm going to be doing those kinds of projects as well as Miss Earth. But my main, I guess, headline project is going to be working with our oceans. So I'm going to be partnering with a nonprofit in Australia, and they have made a new device that is basically the vacuum cleaner for the seas, and it collects plastics and waste that humans have thrown into the ocean. And so we're going to raise the money to be able to have 10 different devices in major ports throughout the US, so that over the next 10 years, we can get over 200 tons of waste out of our ocean.
You are the same platform than Marissa Butler, but Marissa has a platform to promote during the way, clean the beach and the ocean.
Yes, yes. And so we'll just be continuing that work and making a huge impact over the next, not just year, not just 2 years, but 10 years.
You compete at Miss Earth USA. What is your best asset to win this crown this year?
That's a great question. I would have to say it's the fact that I have a story that will connect with everybody I work with as a title holder, everyone I speak to and interact with. And you know what? All of the girls have stories. All of the girls are amazing. I've gotten to meet so many of them. But the difference is being that I have a unique tool to inspire and make change that's different from everybody else. And by using that, we're going to be able to make history in pageantry, but also, make a big change in our world. And those are two huge, huge things that I think can't be ignored.
Do you think the pageantry needs some changement? Because we have, I think, in the lot of pageant, we have a lot of stereotyping. And I think the vision of pageantry must change.
Yes, yes. And we're seeing that in other pageants like Miss America and Miss USA that are really changing things up, especially in the past couple years. And it can go farther. We've seen the differences in race and gender, but we haven't seen them with physical ability. It really has yet to hit the stage in a big way. And so I'm hoping to help break those boundaries, not just for me, but for all of the women and men who follow me, and that they can be inspired to get up on that stage too.
I think for the first time, France have open mind on this ability, change the vision in 2011, because at Miss France 2012, in 2011, the first run-up is a deaf person.
Yes, that's amazing.
And I think it's very important, because we have a lot of girls with disability. They can compete in the competition of Miss America or Miss USA, because they are a beauty woman.
Yes, and the thing is, I don't want to be chosen just because I'm the girl in the wheelchair. I don't want that to be why. I want it to be because I've earned it and because I'm truly qualified. And I have worked for a decade now in preparing myself to be the best possible contestant. So I know I am qualified. I just happen to use a wheelchair, which will make a huge impact worldwide. And it'll get publicity, it'll get attention, and that's just an asset. That'll just be an asset for Miss Earth.
For Miss Earth USA, what is the most challenging for you during the preparation of this competition?
Mm, I would have to say the fitness aspect of it. I mean, I love it, but it's very challenging because I have some unique difficulties, you would say. For example, I have a spinal cord injury. So like my injuries from about right there, it's hard to get abs because my abs don't work. So like a unique thing that I do is I have electrical stimulation. Are you familiar with that? They're called TENS units or electrical stimulation pads. Well, I put them on my abs so that I can stimulate those muscles in a new way. Or I literally crawl in my yoga room so that I can have good cardio workouts, or like race around my apartment in the wheelchair up hills. I just have to be creative with getting the body that you will see on stage, because it's not like getting on a treadmill or your little bike, because I can't do that. So it's you know, like I said, have to be creative, but that's just part of the package.
Some candidates have the fears to fall on the stage. Have you some fears during the competition?
I think my biggest fear that I've had is rolling off the stage. Because I've almost done that. But the funny thing is, all of my fears and nervous energy is like the weeks before getting to the competition. The insecurities come in. But when I get on that stage, it's like something comes over me and I just like come to life, and I'm like, here we go. Let's rock this thing. And so, yeah, it's, I guess, just a testament to how far I've come, because when I was 10 years old and recently injured, I felt like nothing. I felt so worthless and I felt invisible. And to go from that girl who really didn't know what she was living for, to be the girl who gets on stage and is proud of herself and is proud of her body and proud of the work she's done and knows that it's a worth, and to get up there and show it off and shine her light, shine my light. It's a life-changing moment for me, and that's why I keep doing that, is because of really the power that I feel of knowing I've come that far. And I'm gonna make myself like cry talking about this, but it's been a huge journey.
When you have a bad moment during the competition, all candidates have a bad moment.
Yeah.
Which small thing make your day better?
What was the last part?
Which small thing, like a hug, phone to the friend, make your day better?
So I have a little tradition of when I start like feeling myself go low, I will put on a couple of different songs and I will sing them as loud as I can until I start feeling better. And it's like I will just put those words into my mind of strength and confidence. So I'm a singer, so music is like something that always revs me up or gets me excited.
What are you looking forward to the most in January in Orlando?
Oh, really just interacting with the girls, because I've made so many friendships through pageantry, and they're always unexpected in a way. Like you don't realize how many friends you make. And I'm naturally a competitive person. And so one of the things I've had to teach myself is these aren't competitors. These are friends, and we're all working toward the same goal. One of us will just represent the goal, but we're all on the same team. And when you see it that way, it's easier because you're not comparing yourself. And one of my favorite quotes is, comparison is the thief of joy. And, you know, if we can look at it in a way of that we're each different and uniquely beautiful, then it's not a competition.
If you could choose your roommate, with which country, with which state do you want to be roommate?
Oh, that's a little hard to say because I haven't interacted with everybody as much. But I think it was New York. If I believe,
Nice.
I might do, yes, but there's been some very friendly girls, and she was one of them.
I have a hard question. Who is your favorite Miss Earth?
Oh, Miss Earth. I would have to say, I don't remember how to pronounce her last name. Andrea. Do you know who I'm talking about? Yes. She competed in Miss USA too, but she, just because her aura on stage, it's like fire, and her confidence. And so watching her made me feel more inspired because I was like, yes, I want to have that same fire going out and performing.
For you, becoming Miss Earth, is it a dream?
Yes, it is. And I mean, I've told you my platform about working in the US, but with getting waste out of our oceans, but that's something I'm going to expand as Miss Earth and change our world, literally change the world. So when I say that, it's not just like a stereotypical thing, I want to change the world. No, I will literally change our world, change our oceans, and make a huge difference.
Do you think you have the time for this one? Because Miss Earth USA or Miss Earth is a full-time job.
Yes, I definitely do. I run my own business, so I'm easily able to merge that into the duties of Miss Earth USA and Miss Earth and make that my full-time priority, because I am not interviewing for a crown, I'm interviewing for a job. And that's how I see it. This will be my full-time job.
In which area is your business?
So I do, I have a keynote speaking business, and also I do marketing consulting. So those are two things that a Miss Earth USA needs to do and needs to have experience in. So part of my qualifications.
For you, which value have need a good Miss Earth USA?
Compassion, and empathy. I think people understand what empathy means sometimes. They think it's feeling bad for somebody or something, but truly what it is being able to see somebody else's perspective and why they do the things that they do. And if, as a Miss Earth USA and Miss Earth, you are going to help change people's ways and make them more aware of our environment and how to be a better steward in the world, then you have to be able to understand where they're coming from in order to help them make changes in their own life. And it's also a tool to be able to relate with people better and meet them where they are. It's something that I definitely have had to learn to have through my different experiences. So I'm definitely coming in strong on the empathy angle.
I read an editorial of Washington Post and New York Post, because we have a same editorial in these two newspapers. In this editorial, the editor writes, beauty pageant is only a parade of body. Do you think it's the reality?
That a beauty pageant is only
A parade of body.
I would say they definitely misunderstand the point of pageantry. Yeah, that is a very, very small facet, and it's not, most of the women going into it are not thinking of it as a sexualization thing, of wanting to be sexual. It's wanting to be fit, show that we have the willpower and strength to do the best in our bodies, the best in our minds, the best in our hearts, and the best in our worlds. And for me and you, people who love pageantry, we understand that, but so many people don't. And that's part of a title holder's job, is to re-educate our population and show them what pageantry really is and what we really stand for.
What is your guilty pleasure?
Oh, I think I can say this in French, chocolat.
Yes. Are you a good chef in the kitchen?
I love to cook and I love to bake. I almost went to pastry school, almost. And I studied with a French chef in high school. So I love French cooking, by the way. But so yes, it's very hard for me not to cook my chocolates, cakes, and pastries and sweets. Oh, yes, but all is balance. It's all balance.
I have no balance with the chocolate. For me, it's impossible.
We understand each other then, yes.
What is your favorite TV series or movie?
Oh, okay. Oh, I have one of each. So I will go with the Hunger Games. It's one of my favorites. And it's because I read it in a very, I'm sure you're familiar with the movie, right?
Yeah, it's a movie. I have watched only the one.
Only the one. Well, I recommend the books. I'm going to be one of those people who says, I love the books. But it's because at that point in my life when I read it, I was really battling with myself of going two directions in life, of one, just staying stagnant, not really making the most of my situation, and the other was saying, I'm gonna do this. Oh, hell yes, I am. I can be the best that I can be. And reading about her journey toward doing something so really incredible in her country, through just the hardest of situations, was really inspiring. So that's why that's my favorite series.
You say me, you are singer. What is your favorite song?
Oh, that's so hard because I love so many songs. But one of the first one that pops in my head is Life is a Highway by Rascal Flatts. If you haven't heard it, it's a good one. Enjoy the ride. That's the whole mission of the song, is we don't want to just focus on the one goal we have to reach. We have to enjoy the whole way there.
What is your beauty secret?
Massages. Massages make me feel calm, cool, and collected, and put a smile on my face, which smile is the real beauty, right?
For your cosmetic, your makeup, do you use eco-friendly or vegan product?
I do use some eco-friendly products, and because I'm a title holder for Miss Earth, I'm definitely becoming more aware of the products that I put on my face and what happened to make them. So it's even it's like I'm living the experience of everyone else who I want to speak to, of becoming more aware and using this. So I'm sorry, I'm just like talking nonstop.
Are you vegan?
I am not vegan, but I definitely respect those who are. Are you?
No. I have an illness. For this illness, I need some milk because I have some difficult to produce white globule.
Really? Oh, wow. Well, with me, it's kind of a similar thing because of my injury. I do need like a lot of protein to be able to keep going.
What is the reaction of your family when you say, I win the crown of Miss South Dakota US?
They were very excited, but also nervous. They're nervous because they know how much I put into competing. And I had just come off of a very intense competition and they were like, are you sure you can handle this? And I'm like, yes, I want to keep going. I'm not gonna let failure stop me. I'm going to keep pushing until I make my dream a reality. So, but they're very supportive.
They go to Orlando to support you during the final?
They're going to Orlando. Yeah, they'll be there.
I like to see the family during the competition because we have two competitions, on the stage and in the audience.
So true. They are screamers. They're the ones with the big neon signs.
Mrs. Pennsylvania America said me, my husband become my best cheerleader. And I don't see this because I don't go to Mrs. America this year, but I imagine the battle of cheerleader, of husband cheerleader.
Yes, that's so good. It's so amusing watching the sea of signs and lights. And my mom brought cowbells to one of my pageants. It was ringing cowbells. I'm like, where did you get those? I don't know. They're creative though.
You could design a perfect planet. What are you looking?
Oh, I think it comes down to something pretty simple. And I would remove greed. Remove greed from people, because it's as soon as we start thinking that we need more than somebody else, or thinking that our own desires trump other people, our world, animals, then that's when bad things start to happen. So if we could all live in a place where we didn't feel lack, where we felt loved by one another and treated fairly, then we would treat our world fairly. We would treat our wildlife fairly, and it would really have a drastic change.
You represent South Dakota. What do you like the most in your state?
So I had one of my most life-changing experiences in South Dakota when I began adaptive skiing. And it is a sit ski where you like have the skis, but it's a little chair on top. And by starting skiing in some of the mountains that we have, I felt just such a freedom. So it was like opening a new world for me, and I can credit that to the amazing state.
Which item is wow, amazing in your bag, in your purse?
Oh, in my purse? What was the first part? I'm sorry.
Which item is wow, amazing?
Oh, I guess my passport, because it has so many different stamps from all over the world.
In which country have you traveled?
Let's see, I've been through South America, so Ecuador and Peru, and then Mexico, but also the Philippines, Japan. I've been to France and Germany and and Italy, so Luxembourg, so all over Europe. But
Wow, great travel.
I love to travel. Yes. And if I won't say if, when I become Miss Earth USA, I also have a full 50-state tour planned.
And if you win the crown of Miss Earth USA, which message to women do you want to pass during your reign?
Well, I want to show them that their beauty comes from something so much deeper than what people see on the outside. And if they can use the challenges they have and the failures they've gone through and the hard times as fuel for a greater strength, then that strength is not only going to come out as confidence and beauty, but it's also going to do good things to radically affect their world or their life and the world around them. Because it comes from in here, that's where change starts. And if you can change people's hearts, you can change your world.
For the moment, what is your best memory of your reign, like Miss South Dakota Earth?
My best memory of my time so far, it would definitely be in Ecuador when we did the wheelchair delivery there, because even though it's very intense to see how people's lives change so quickly. They go from sitting in a bed for years because they don't have access to equipment to being able to finally live a life. And to be able to do that in a sustainable, environmentally friendly way is even more powerful. Oh, yes, for sure. First of all, thank you for sticking with me. To those who have followed my journey, it's been a long one. But I hope that through the years of competing that you've seen, I hope you can see that I'm not giving up and that I have a dream, and no matter how many times I've quote unquote failed or not done exactly what I wanted to do, I kept fighting. And that all of you are probably have something in your life that just keeps beating you down, or you feel like you can't get up, but just keep going, because you don't know who you're going to meet, where it's going to take you, or what you're going to learn from that experience.
You are a perfect example for a lot of girls. I imagine this girl in the wheelchair, imagine don't compete in the usual pageant, and you are the perfect example. All people, all women can compete in the beauty pageant.
Thank you.
You are a great voices for all girls in the wheelchair.
Oh, thank you so much. That is such an honor. And it's an honor to have the interview with you and time to meet you. And I thank you for all you do to spread the positive voice about pageantry and what it can do for women and men.